We're good. Gotta turn up my volume though. All right, I think we're good. MRTE. Let's program. Sheet. Okay. Hey, Taoud Islam. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you for joining me. Um, I code every single day after my 9 to 5 job as a chemist. Thanks for joining me here. I appreciate you for following along. You're awesome. Okay. How's the music, you guys? Is it okay? You guys want a little louder? Yeah, I have a degree in human biology and a minor in chemistry. I work as a formulation chemist for a biotech company, and I've been teaching myself to code. This is my final project for CS50X, where I built it entirely from scratch in Python with Tkinter. It's a pretty cool project so far. Thank you, Toad. Thanks for following along. You're awesome, dude. Feel free to join the Discord down below for free. A lot of great resources in there, and you can hang out with me. Future date. Perfect. So, okay, let's check that check now. So if we try to add in a transaction of a different search for a different type, say test, invalid transaction type. So now that will refresh for the correct transaction types. So now let's go ahead and work on the balance sheet here. So what I need to do is, okay, so in the balance sheet tab, I have my frame and I have my matrix. I am making my matrix here, and then I'm populating it to the frame with the grid. So we want to create a balance sheet given the business years. I create a balance sheet given current date, current year, right? So we'll do that. And then we will make a current year here within this balance sheet. This will be passed in via the my business object. Or should I give it to my app.py has datetime in it? No, it doesn't. Okay, let's import it then. Okay. Let's say pass in the current year. turn this into a stir. And then I'm going to slice 4 off of this stir. So you take in the current year. Some stuff. Current year into here. There's a great balance. So then in my balance sheet or business or my where are you? DB manager. Okay, so now we have this. Let's go dev create balance sheet given the current year. We're gonna say if current year in I'm gonna pass in we have the business years. So we're gonna pass in the business years. And then we'll say business years raise. No, if it's not, if it's in, okay, we're going to just update. So how to update increase our quantities by 3. Hold on, and these other updates for create income statement. Let's see, update income statement. Match gross sales. Right, because then we're fetching gross sale for that year. And we're summing all instead of probing our current database for that amount. Definitely room to improve things efficient wise. Like we don't need to be when we create an income statement that instead of for an update, right? We don't need to be setting these values and querying for the original and then For fetching gross sales. Hey Remik, thanks for joining me. How you doing? Welcome. What you working on this evening? Okay, we'll come back to that later. Definitely room to improve things efficiency wise. So if the current year, hey Luis, um, I've used Stack Overflow a few times to answer questions, but honestly, I, I, I'm kind of I go back and forth in terms of I feel that we should we it'd be kind of foolish not to use the resources I have at my disposal, being ChatGPT, but doing it in an honest way. So as long as I'm asking questions that I would be asking on Stack Overflow, ChatGPT is just giving me an answer back that I would be. Um, it's a little bit too loud. ChatGPT is giving me an answer back that I would be. Um, that's a little bit too loud too. Finding on Stack Overflow, but just probably quicker. And so, in terms of time and learning, I get the necessary information I need without giving too much away and cheating it, but I get it in a faster manner through GPT, if that makes any sense. But I use Stack Overflow sometimes for stuff. I use ChatGPT when I don't understand something, but when I open VS Code, I don't understand or even know how to start. What you struggling with, Remik? We're building our CS50 project right now, um, from scratch. It's like I just asked GPT this question, right? Update. How do I update? See if I want to just see simple examples, but I'll never like paste in my own and then be like, fix this for me. If I do paste in my own, I say like point me into where I'm wrong and don't show me code. I'll never show me code relating to my own code unless I specifically like want improvements after the fact or something. That's what really helped me learn. Codex. What's Codex? Okay, if current year in business years, we're going to get, um, we're going to call elf dot fetch, um, balance sheet for the current year, right? And we're going to say balance sheet current year balance sheet equal to this. So we'll go def fetch sheet for the current year, and then we'll give self here. We'll say, yeah, Marty, I definitely feel that it has helped like exponentially increase my learning curve. Like by using it responsibly, though, that's the key thing is if you cheat, it won't have that effect. But if you really hold true and let it be like a quicker Stack Overflow, then it's really nice. What do you guys think? Italian? Not yet. Still a lot to learn, but getting there. We've been coding for about 10 months. since I started learning from nothing. I had no prior experience. I was really hard at first, but in 10 months, we've built a few projects, this being our current one. I can't pull it up until I finish this. Hold up. This this is what I've currently been building. We're working on the balance sheet right now. It's going to pull from our income statements. Codec is a page to learn how to code. Oh, nice. Codex. It's like Codedex, like Pokedex. What kind of projects are you guys building? This is my small business manager. You can take in inventory items, right? 2025, 11 description. Let's say lace dress, size medium, cost 15. Add. There it gets added into our inventory. I can search for ID number 3, search. There it is. You can refresh to bring back our matrix. Um, I can search for sizes of medium, or let's say size is large. No items found. Size of medium. There they are, all mediums. Let me add in a large here. There you go. Now if I do a description of vintage lace dress, there they both are. Now if I go transactions, I can sell one of these items. So 2025 dash 04 dash 11 ID, let's say number 3. As you can see, the status is inventory. Amount, we'll say we sold it for 40 bucks on Instagram with a shipping charge of $5, $0 for the platform fee, $0 of discounts. And then we'll do a test sale for the note. Commit. There's the transaction. And I go to my income statement, and my income statement was updated, right? I have this as a sale, so 25, 25, 75 plus 40 gives me 115 in gross sales. I have one return for 2025 for $30. So that's a $30 under allowances. No fees, no discounts for a net sales of 105. Cost of goods sold is 25. These 3 items are sold in 2025. So 10, 10, 15, 35 bucks. Um, but, ooh, that should be 35. We sold one. Oh, we sold one, one, two, three. Yeah. So this would be 35 bucks. Hmm. Thanks, man. I kind of had thought in my mind some programmers just suggest use Stack Overflow and GPT were like asking some questions about certain topics I can't understand. Yeah. Little feeling embraced. When you started this session, I remember that for the first 500 subs, your happiness was priceless. Happy to see your commitment learning Python. Thanks, dude. Thank you so much for those kind words. Now just chat on Twitch. I'm the opposite direction right now. I have a comp sci degree, but I'm learning chem for a simulation I'm working on. Nice, dude. Nice. Sorry I didn't get to your Twitch chat fast enough. My bad. I gotta hop over there. It's hard to see everything on my phone. Can I go to the dashboard? Suppose. I get to the dashboard on here. Screen manager. There we go. Cool. Mudasar, Arshad, how's it going? Hey, dude. Thanks for joining me. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so we have a bug. Our cost of goods sold isn't updating appropriately. That's interesting because we should be collecting all of these items that are sold in 2025. Well, let's keep going on the balance sheet. We'll fix that in a second. Okay, so in our balance sheet, we're passing in the business years as well. So in our DB manager here, we're going to fetch the current balance sheet given the current year. So we'll say current year balance sheet is equal to db dot execute or self dot db dot execute, and we'll put in select all where year equals to this. We'll put in here the current year. Okay, and we'll fetch one, and we'll index into here, index 0. Okay, so then we're going to if current year balance sheet, let's say return current year balance sheet, if current year balance sheet, else raise value error, we'll say else raise value error. So I can't raise a value error like this. I'll just go if not current year balance sheet. Come on. If not current year balance sheet, raise value error and say no no assets in um, current year. And then we say, uh, due to the busy with my Salesforce, I couldn't be able to follow you. Awesome, Kalyan. Thanks for your kind words. You're so nice. I really appreciate you joining me here. Hearts up in chat for Kalyan. Damn, you some hearts, my friend. How's the music? Is it too loud, too quiet? Let me know you guys want it up. Okay, so no assets in current year. So then we'll return the current year balance sheet. I do not like that tremolo. So what we'll do here is we'll say I accept a value error. We're going to um, fetch balance sheet, except for a value error. See, okay, so we have current balance sheet. We should have it. So what do we want to say here? We want to create your balance sheet. Um, we have their information here. It's okay. Hey, Adi, welcome. We're making our CS50X final project. It's our small business manager. Looks something like this. Been building it from scratch here. Pretty cool. So we're working on the balance sheet right now. So I'm trying to figure out if we fetch the balance sheet and return all the information back to us. Now, do I want to do that? It's in the business years. I mean, we should have assets for it, right? So if well, How should I do this? Do I want to fetch the balance sheet information or okay, so I add an item into the inventory, the balance sheet goes up. I sell, the balance sheet goes down. We just need to sum we just need to sum from transactions the get the item numbers of all the no, we can just do it from inventory. We can do the cost of those items. Okay, so we'll say this. Item COGS in current year COGS in current year is equal to self dot db execute quote select sum of cost where um where status is sold. No, where status is inventory. And um, date purchased like this. So select all where year equals this. Select sum where cost, where status equals inventory and date purchased like this. Put in this current year. Okay. We'll do with a sum. We say let's print this. Let's see what it'd be. Now let's say Fetch the current balance sheet. I need to update. Um, some stuff. DB. Balance sheet. We want to update the balance sheet and update all in SQLite. Hey, Alex. Yeah, late session today, after hours. Update table set. What is condition? Okay. Balance sheet set. The unsold inventory equal to this. I'll provide the cost of goods sold in that year. Unsold. Okay. We update that. We create income statement. Do I do anything after the update? So if it's not in the current business years, which it should be, I don't need to fetch the balance sheet. This will just create and override the balance sheet for that given year. Okay. We create the balance sheet, which inserts into inserts into on my create income statement, I year is in years, which is these are the years passed in to create an income statement for. I go with this. In my balance sheet tab, I have create balance sheet here. Then we need to load all balance sheets into matrix, right? Sheets into matrix. Then we say, so we can uncomment that, and we'll say def, we'll say functions, def load all balance sheets into matrix itself, and that's it. We'll say right. Tab, inventory into matrix, fetch inventory via this. I fetch a balance sheet. That creates a single balance sheet for that calendar year. Let me load all this. Paste that. All inventory column. Sheets. Fetch. Let's go to here. No, fetch inventory. Register. Case year. out from balance sheet where year equals to this. Paste into here the year. We'll fetch all. Hey, CamD. And that's all I can be? What? Thanks for coming in. What you doing? What you working on? Okay. Select on from balance sheet where year equals to this. This fetches that. Fetches int. Select limit. Nice, Cam. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate you being here. You program at all? Okay, so we fetch the balance sheet for the type of all given. Okay, so this can also be technically none. So let's just select fetch. I'll fetch the balance sheet. Okay. Okay, so we don't need a year, bitch. Vessel Phoenix, hey, how's it going? Welcome back, dude. It's Hearts for Abyssal Phoenix joining back, and it's Hearts for Scary Sticks. I'm out of town. Wish I was home in front of my PC learning to code right now. I took my computer with me here, so I'm at my girlfriend's right now. Usually she comes to our place on the weekends, but because she stays with her mom during the week, and helps her out and works in a separate town. Oh, nice, Cam D. At least you know some, right? That's cool. Are you interested in doing it in college or something? What brings you in? Scary Sticks. It's going good. We finished chapter 4 today. We're gonna do chapter 5 tomorrow. It's a chapter a day. We're gonna bust through this book quick. Pause. Okay, so we fetch balance sheet given the amount of all. We clear the balance sheet matrix. If all balance sheets for balance sheet and list the balance sheet, the index of 1 gets changed over. We need to import from classes box import all. Okay. Okay. Will be balance sheet. Balance sheet. Clear balance sheet. So we'll go to my inventory. Let's grab the clear from here. Self-dot balance sheet matrix tree. Delete balance sheet matrix tree. Let's see. Current year not in business.years. Okay, so in my business here. After hours chat's popping off tonight. Hey Maven. Hey Wolf. No, although I did I don't know, maybe. Hi brother, it's interesting. In my culture it's kind of odd if a guy sleeps at his partner's home. Interesting. Yeah, why is that? If a guy sleeps at his partner's home? Do I like Mac OS? Yeah, I really like it. I think I like it better than Windows. I want to be that guy. Um, I use Linux. Oh, nice. Evangelical or Catholic. Nice, Abyssal. You're going to be a master then. He's a course master. Yeah, so for those that are new here, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Michael. I'm 26. I have a degree in human biology and a minor in chemistry. And I work as a formulation chemist for a biotech company as my 9 to 5 job. And I teach myself how to code every day afterwards. So for the past 10 months, I've been learning, but I've been doing everyday study sessions on stream for the past about 6 or so. And we've really learned a lot so far, built a few projects, reading books. Right now, we're reading Fluent Python, Data Structures and Algorithms in Python, and ProGit. We're on chapter 5 of ProGit, chapter 11 of DSA in Python, and chapter 3 of Fluent Python. So lots of stuff going on. We're also completing our Harvard CS50X final project, which is this one we're doing right now. We are about to finish that course and be done with it. Okay, so in business years, current year 2025, not in business years. No, it is in here. Let's go here. We're calling read business here, which is calling is saving the years as values. in read mode. So let's go to this. Let's go to, where was it at? It's line 513 on create balance sheet. Okay, so in our DB manager class, create balance sheet here. Um, 513 here. Passing in the current year via create balance sheet via here. Self.current year, which is going stir datetime.today for so let me try to keep it as an integer then. What happens if I do that? This doesn't make any sense because it should be in the database. I was wondering too, but I switched to Linux. I dig Linux internal gives us the power. Nice. Maven goes to school to learn Python. That's sweet. You guys are new here, consider throwing a thumbs up for the after hours stream and also consider subscribing here. I stream every single day. Me learning and doing my projects and teaching myself. So let's do this. Let's go DB manager class. We're printing current year. Oh, my business years. Where's that print statement at for? Gotta be in here. For these guys here. Gotta be income statements. I'm gonna create income statement here. Print years. Current income statement years. Just read the current income statement. Look at this. Then it should have printed though a uh, so the current year 2025 is not in business years, no assets, no found assets. That's not true though, because shoot, balance sheet tab, getting the current year of the launch on today. And this, I create balance sheet, which is where I'm getting hit. Okay, come on. Over here. Go. My dog's taking up all the bed. Oh, he kicked her off. So, right, this is getting hit here. So let me print current year and business years. Now let's run. My 25. Okay, so this must be of different types for some reason. Oh, I'm passing in current year. Print the type current year. Sure. And a type of business years, index 0, list 0. Okay, now we run class int. Okay, that's why. So if I go back to my balance sheet here, I figured it out here. What it's doing is, or here, let's remove this. Okay. F. Int current year in. Okay, so now if we run, no such column cost. Okay. I need to give a column. I'm not sure. I'm kind of just a self-taught developer, so I don't have a ton of perspectives on like market and what other people like. I mainly just do things as I find them. I've self-taught myself all of this so far, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Okay, so in the DB manager, we're doing this select some cost where from inventory. where status equals inventory and date purchased like that. Okay, now if we run. Error binding one parameter is not supported. Huh. Okay. Doesn't like this one, right? Because current year is a string. So then, at cost, this is not getting back. Select sum. Right. I am printing that. So what is that printing then? This. We say here. Here, SQLite cursor object. Okay. Why is this a cursor object? Select sum, cost from inventory, worst. Why is this a cursor object? I didn't know we had to still fetch one. So now if I print, okay, this is here in 1500. Okay. So then that solves that. And then go base 10. So why am I passing in a date? In my balance sheet. Let's print a balance sheet. So that's selecting from inventory. That's why. So this is fetch balance sheet. Okay. Now if we go back to here, this print. This print. Okay, and oh, there's nothing there. One here. That should be populated into here. So what's going on here? So here we have create balance sheet. If you're in here. I mean, if someone reports a bug in a program to the bug tracker, how do developers feel about it? Yeah, I haven't actually gotten any like bug reports on any of my stuff yet. I'm not too widely known. It's a pretty small niche on my project so far. But maybe on this one, when we open it up, I'll probably get some stuff back. Okay, so we're creating. It's yours. We select cost, and we create a balance sheet. Right. If the current year that we're given I'll say so execute, select what, Uh-oh, running out of juice here, guys. Select all from balance sheet, where select year from balance sheet. Okay, and we'll do dot fetch all. We say create income statement here. We say if current year in years, we're going to gotta plug in this laptop or this is gonna die, boys. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Saved it. Hey, Duncan Cars. Thanks for joining me, dude. Appreciate your message. You're awesome. If you guys are here, leave a thumbs up. If you guys are enjoying the late night stream. Okay. So we get the current years. So we select all the years from the balance sheet. We convert those years. If it's in years, we update balance sheet, set unsold inventory equal to blank. Right, else self.db dot execute insert into balance sheet. So the example of insert into. Okay. Balance sheet, year, unsold. Is it inventory? Yeah. the values of which we'll put into here as current year and item cogs unsold. So and then self.conduct.commit. Okay, so if the current year that the user provides to create this balance sheet is already found within the previous balance sheet years, then we're going to update. Okay, so let's go ahead and run. We were given. Oh yeah. In the balance sheet tab. Let's remove this. Right here. Line 62. Balance sheet matrix tree. Here we go. And moment of truth, you guys. Yes. Let's go. All right. So now it's properly. So let's back up. Now it's properly getting this unsold item and populating it here for 2025. So then let's say we add in an item 2025 0412 test size extra small cost 50. There it is. Remained. Okay. So let's go here to the inventory tab on the add item to inventory. Right when we add an item to inventory, before we return true here. So this adds the item to inventory. Oh, that's the load. Okay, so here, once we add the item to the inventory, call self.database.create balance sheet given Okay, so we can easily do this though by doing the sometimes take a moment, use your pen and paper to draw diagrams. Yeah, definitely those help for sure. See ya, Cam D. Thanks for coming in and following along and hanging out with me. You're awesome. Appreciate you for jumping in here. What kind of programming do you do, Duncan Cars? Thanks for joining me, dude. Welcome. I'll be right back, you guys. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Give me a second. I'll be right back, you guys. I gotta go grab my phone charger. Funny. Let's put this guy in. Okay. Okay. So we need to call after we add the item to inventory, create balance sheet, and provide the date purchased sliced for. So now if we run, yeah, 65. Now if we add an item live here, recording. So add. Should say 75. Good. Finally, doesn't do it live. Well, because on the balance sheet tab, we're calling load all balance sheets onto matrix. Balance sheet comes all the way down before the inventory tab. So the balance sheet takes in the inventory tab. Doesn't. Put the income statement there. I need a call here. I load all balance sheet. So in the inventory tab, I need to get access. Transactions. Okay, let's do this. Let's take the transactions tab. Put it. right here. And then let's put in the inventory tab. Here. Right, so then the balance sheet tab, the inventory tab, will also take in the balance sheet tab. One inventory tab. Now you take in balance sheet tab. So balance sheet tab. Okay, then come down here in the add item. Create balance sheet for that year. We want to create the balance sheet and then load. Balance sheet tab. Load all balance sheets into matrix. Okay, now we're gonna go here. Balance sheet 75. So if I had a $25 item, we should get 100. Okay, there it is. And there we go. Perfect. So now, if we make a sale, we need to call this again. So in the transactions tab, it's going to have to also pass in the balance sheet, right? In the transactions tab, for the top here, we'll say that the self.balance sheet tab equals to balance sheet. Copy this right there. Okay. Now when we transact an item, right? So in the case of a sale, okay, in the case of a sale, what do we need to do? We need to remove that item cost of good. So we made the sale. We made the sale. We convert the item status to sold. We create the income statement. Self.database.create balance sheet. Given the I need to get this items year. No, because this item was sold in that transaction year. So if I have inventory loaded in and I buy more, what year do I want to use? The transaction year? Well, yeah, because that's the income statement that needs to be updated. If you made that transaction on that year, so the cost of goods sold for that year have to go down. Create balance sheet for the transaction year. And then self dot balance sheet tab dot um, load all balance sheets into matrix. Okay, so if you sell the item now in the return, you have to do the same thing. A successful return, you convert the item status. So actually we can take this out of here completely. This out and I'll put them down here. Balance sheet. Okay, so now if I run my balance sheet, it's $100 for 2025. If I go and sell item number 7, amount $100. Here it is. That should go. Now it became sold. So that should become 75. Perfect. Now if I return that item back into inventory, right, and give it a return amount of 105, the offset for that total transaction, commit, there's the return, and now we're back up to 100. Yes! All right. Look at that, you guys. Look at that. Our unsold, that's working nice. So the only thing though is the cost of goods sold for 2025 should be $35. Hmm. So we got a bug here. So then if I sell, let's go ahead and transact that item again. Sale, $100. Shipping, 500. Okay, there's the sale. Income statement, this went up. So this will stay at 25. Hmm. This went up to 135 though. Because we have a return here for 105. Return for 30, perfect. Just that's not working. Cost of goods sold. Expenses is 25, perfect. 315 for gross sales. 30, 60, 90, 120, 165, 270, 375, 480, 15. Oh, it's this though. 25, 30, 30 plus 25, 25 plus 40 plus 100 plus 105 plus 100 equals 450, 315. Oh, less the returns, so 105 and 30, 315. Perfect. So it's just the cost of goods sold. So let's figure out why that's not working. So if we go to the transactions tab, we go to add transaction. This goes to the DB manager and it calls to fetch cost of goods sold here. So we get the ID, get all the IDs for transactions in the calendar year. Given the item ID, get the cost from the inventory of those items. Given the item ID, get cost from inventory. It says we get all the item IDs that were transacted in the year that were sold, or sale type transactions in year. If not, item ID sold in year, return 0. Then we convert all those to a list. We then say we join them and say select sum together from inventory where ID and we're going to create income statement. Fine. I want to print NYD sold. 112377. 1 1 2 3 7. Perfect. So now let's go ahead and do this. Let's wrap this in a set. Let's do it. Module not found. Classes. It's because I wrapped this in a set. Oh. Sorry. Hey, your mom, 420. And thanks for coming in. Sorry I missed your chat a little bit. Just working on my CS50X final project. Appreciate you joining me. Welcome. So we need to run on app.py, not DB manager, but we're going to set this still. Now if we run here, 1 2 3 7. Okay. So now we're getting that 1 2 3 7. So print cost of goods sold in year. Six 60 is the cost of goods sold in the year. Ten, 20, 25, 50, 10, 20, 35, 60. Okay. So why is my income statement popping 25 here? Sold. I'm lessing out of the unsold inventory total. Okay, so yeah, exactly. So then all you need to do is get the items sold in that year and the prices of those items sold. And then I don't need to print that anymore, or this. We don't even need to get the item IDs returned in those years because they'll be in inventory status. We just need to get, if we sell an item, it goes into sold status, and its cost of goods sold goes up, right? Because we're fetching all the sold IDs, then summing the cost of all those sold IDs in the calendar year. Then I don't need to get the amount at cost of the guys returned in that year. No, I don't need that because that will just carry over onto the balance sheet as remaining inventory. Okay, so now if I run appy, $60 for cost of goods sold. Balance sheet has 75 for that calendar year. Sweet, I think that fixes the bug. That might be the bug fix right there, boys. This project might be coming to a conclusion soon. Woohoo! Okay, so let's go ahead and test this out. Let's go ahead and clear out our database. And let's go ahead and delete our years. Now we're starting fresh. Boom. So I try to run this blank, get this error. Create balance sheet given the current year. Okay, so we have to say if it's null on the return, or here on the create balance sheet, we call sum here. And the update balance sheet set until inventory equal to this, where year equals to this. Unsold inventory is none. Just here. Perfect. So now if we run, there we go. Balance sheet is 0 for that year. No income statement yet. So now if we add an item, 2025-04-12, first size is a small, cost is $11 or $10. There's the item. No expense was made. No transaction was made on that item, so no income statement, and no expense, so no income statement. But we have an increase in inventory under this year for $10. So our balance sheet should be $10 for this, which it is. So now, if I go ahead and transact that item as a sale, 2025-04-12, number one, for $25, we'll say, yeah, Instagram shipping was 500. There we go. $30 for transaction total. I made an income statement there. 25, 5, 30 total. Cost is 10 for that item. Gross margin's 20. Net income's 20. Balance sheet is 0 because that item sold. Yes. Now, let's go ahead and return the item for the full sticker price, full transaction price. Commit. There it is. Item returned. Now the balance sheet should go down to 0. Or sorry, up to 10. Perfect, because this went back to inventory. And the income statement now is $30 for allowances. For cost of goods sold. Oh, so now cost of goods sold needs to come down. So when you return, you create an income statement. Now if I run it again though, will that update? No, it's still 10. So the cost of goods sold needs to come down on here when you return an item back into inventory. So this got put back into inventory. So I'll put back in inventory for $10 onto 2025, for $10 onto 2025. 25. So then how are we determining this though? We're getting transactions. And then I need to get returns for that year. So I need to get the returns for that year, which would be here. Item number 1 was returned. Item number 1 was bought and returned. So I want to return. I want to return. Right. We set the conditions, check the boxes. We add the transaction. We create an income statement for that transaction year. Here we go. This is my convert the item status to inventory first. Convert it to inventory. These are return. Creating customer. Because the transaction is going to create income statement based on that trans year. So it's going to create income statement based on that year. We're getting the sales, fetching the cost of goods sold for that calendar year. So let me wipe this out then. Wipe this out. Go in, add a 2025 item. Let's transact that item. Sold. Balance sheet went down. Perfect. Let's return it. $30. Balance sheet went up. This went up by 30. This stayed. Only fetch and cost of goods sold. You want to get the item ID sold in that year. The cost. MID number 1 sold in that year. Oh. There we go. 10, 10. Only buy in 2025, 04, 13, 12, 13. So, number 2. Bucks. Gram shipping. There, sold. Costco sold went up to $10. Balance sheet stays at $10 for unsold inventory. Now let's sell MID number 1. Sure. So down, what was sold? So remains at $10. Swing. Bought. Sold. Plus 10. Plus 10. Plus 10. Should be 20. Plus 10. Here. And 10. This item number 1 cost $10. 10, 20, 30. Why is it 20 and 10? It should be 30 and 10. Right, because it's 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 30. So the summing of the sales is not happening appropriately. Sum of cost, inventory or ID. One and 2 where the ID sold. One and 2 where the ID sold, which is correct. Via this. So, hmm, hey WTF, I'm glad you're enjoying. Welcome. So we're getting the items from the transactions under the current year that were sold type. We're also getting the IDs from the transactions where the date is in the current year, and it's a return type. Okay, let's save. Item number 1 was returned. Item was bought, returned, and bought again. Bought, returned, bought again. So income statement showed $20 of cost of goods sold. The summing of bought, returned. Okay, but we're only getting one singular value via the set indication, right? But we're getting a set. I don't want to do that. I want to keep the individual cells separate. Because now we have 1, 2, 1. We need to count for 1 twice. Okay. So now we need to say I am trying to update the cog goods sold when returning and selling items. I am having issues because I am getting all item ID numbers under the sold transactions for the given year, and sometimes the item appears twice, once if it was bought, returned, bought again. I need to sum the and make it a set, and it's just 1 and 2, but then it's just sum up the cost of all those item numbers to just be 20 and 10 and 10, 20, 20. So the cost of goods sold would be I am still needing to double and count the two sales in COGS and take one away with the return offset, but I can't sum and SQL and sum and same and twice under a sum query and classic age. That's a good copy. Track by SQL will let you simply sum the same item number twice unless you explicitly distinguish each entry. So the item ID is 123. It was sold in January. Then returned from it sold in March. Now you have three transactions of all the same item ID. 123. A sale, return, a sale again. You might only get one row per item, especially if you're joining in. You want to treat each sale and return as a separate transaction. This is my current fetch cost of goods sold. This is my current fetch COGS for the given year. And as you can see, it will only sum the first instance of a item number, not on the reselling of two. You're spot on about the issue. You're summing based on item IDs and using in to look up the inventory table, which will count each item once, and if it's sold twice, get all the sale track for each transaction, get its associated item cost. So it wants me to say, select a daily inventory dot cost from transactions. Sale rows, select inventory dot cost. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for today, I think. Professor, thanks for coming in. Whenever you get like stuck and you're feeling like it's kind of unproductive to, there's a sunk cost into things, so I like to battle through certain bugs on my own, but if I really, really am starting to struggle and I want to learn from an answer rather than from struggling, I will do so. But I'm always going to be learning. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to sign off for tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this after hour session where we completed the balance sheet portion of the system. So, right, we have the balance sheet appropriately reducing and increasing based on the availability of items within our inventory under those calendar years. And so that's really cool. We just need to fix this little bug with cost of goods sold, though. And then we'll be all good to move on to settings. And I think the project will be done from there. So we're really close, you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here and joining me. I will see you guys tomorrow. Well, we'll continue on and read our chapter 5 of Pro Git. I'll see you guys then. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining.